professionalism. At Power365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your #1 online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Power365FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your #1 online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Power365FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power365 Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sport Hour, the weekend edition, coming to you live from the studio and stable of Power365 FM, situated in the city of Ibadan. My name is James Oluwadorotimi, your regular host on the sport show, talking about Sport Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that this weekend is the D weekend. You know, we have the D-Day. This weekend is the D weekend, in which some leagues, especially the top 5 leagues in Europe, some of them will be concluded this weekend. Talking about the 2023-2024 season. Even though Ligue 1 had already produced the winner, and it's the regular winner. Talking about French Ligue 1, Italian Serie A the Italian Serie A Scudetto has been once seized, as Inter Milan went away with the title. Talking about the Scudetto and German Bundesliga, we already know what happened there. Bayer Leverkusen put a Kanye on other German teams winning the trophy with about 6 to 8 games to go. In fact, they did that unbeaten, although this season has not ended. Talking about the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen still has to play Augsburg before the season concludes. And like I said last week, Bayer Leverkusen with determination. Yes, with determination, aims and objective. They might win, they might do an unbeaten treble. What does an unbeaten treble mean? Winning 3 major trophies without losing any game, be it through draw or winning a game. But so far, they cannot. So far, they do afford not to lose any game. That's what you call unbeaten treble. And Bayer Leverkusen are just 3 games away. Even though they've won the Bundesliga already, they must not lose a game this season. And then they will face Karlsruhe in the DFB Pokal Cup final. Also, they will face Atalanta in the UEFA Europa League final. Do you think Bayer Leverkusen can do they can do an unbeaten treble this season? Alright, to be part of the show, the number to call is 070-731-59896. Again, 070-731-59896. That's the studio line to be part of the show today. Alright, let me quickly give you the fixtures of matches that will be played today and the ones that will come around tomorrow. Yes, you know, we will not be live in the studio tomorrow because tomorrow is Sunday. Alright, tomorrow, talking about the CAF Champions League final. The CAF Champions League final, talking about Federation of African Football Champions League final. Experience of Tunis. We welcome Al Ahly of Egypt around 8 p.m. Okay, we're from the CAF Champions League, talking about La Liga. Deportivo Alaves and Getafe will face each other. That's the only game that will be played today. Okay, today the CAF Champions League final is today, 8 p.m. today, in which Experience of Tunisia and Al Ahly of Egypt will slug it out. Okay, talking about La Liga again, Deportivo Alaves will welcome Getafe and they will face each other around 8 p.m. tonight. Talking about La Liga. Okay, away from La Liga, let's talk about Italian Serie A. Lecce and Atalanta will face each other around 5 p.m. Torino will take on AC Milan at exactly 7:45 p.m. today, 7:45 p.m. tonight. Okay, that's it on Italian Serie A. Talking about German Bundesliga. It's obvious all the games in German Bundesliga will be played today, all the last games. Bayer Leverkusen and Augsburg face each other at the Bay Arena, like I said earlier, around 2:30 p.m. Borussia Dortmund and Darmstadt 2:30 p.m. at the Sidna Iduna Park. Eintracht Frankfurt and RB Leipzig 2:30 p.m. FC Eidem and FC Cologne 2:30 p.m. Hoffenheim vs Bayern Munich 2:30 p.m. Union Berlin and Freiburg 2:30 p.m. VfB Stuttgart and Borussia Mönchengladbach 2:30 p.m. Werder Bremen vs Bochum 2:30 p.m. Wolfsburg and Mainz 05 2:30 p.m. Okay, although I've already told you the teams that won the La Liga, that won some leagues across the top 5 leagues in Europe, aside English Premier League. Now let me tell you those that got relegated in those leagues. Alright, talking about Real Madrid have been pronounced winner already. That's not in news anymore. Talking about those that will be relegated, Almeria, it's certain they are going to play their league in La Liga B next season. Granada relegated this season. Cadiz still has a chance to make it out of the relegation zone, because in La Liga there are 2 games to go. Yes, 2 more games to be played in La Liga. To the case Cadiz wins their 2 games, currently they are on 18th position with 32 points. To the case they win their 2 last games, they will gather 6 points. They will amass 6 points from those 2 games, and they are going to accumulate 38 points. That is if Mallorca or Celta Vigo, that is if any of these 2 sides does not win their next 2 games, But should the case Mallorca or Celta Vigo wins their both games or just one of their games, one of their next 2 games, it's a sorry case for Cadiz. What Cadiz needs is any of these 2 sides should lose their next 2 games and they should win theirs. That's the only chance they have to make it out of the relegation zone. Okay, that's it. Online talking about those that are relegated already. Inter Milan are winners of this league already. It's not the news anymore. But Salernitana, with just after playing 36 games, Salernitana have been able to gather just 16 points. That's so poor and little of them, because even if they are playing a draw in each game, they should be able to gather more than that. But right now, Salernitana will participate in the Italian Serie B next season. Sassuolo are out of the Serie A already. Okay, I beg your pardon. Sassuolo can still make it out of the relegation waters because right now they have 29 points. And you see the likes of Frosinone and Poli have 32 points and they are 17th, 18th position respectively. The likes of Cagliari, Udinese has the same point of 33. That's 15th to 16th position. While Hellas Verona, that is currently sitting at the 14th spot, has 34 points. So Sassuolo can still make it out of the relegation waters, but currently they are on 19th position. And Poli also still stand a chance to make it out of the relegation water with 32 points as well, sitting 18th position. But for Salernitana, it's confirmed already. And you see the likes of Frosinone and Poli. Okay, I've talked about Empoli. The likes of Frosinone, Cagliari, Udinese, even Verona. Anything for short can Poli or Sassuolo. Okay, quickly let's talk about German Bundesliga. Everyone knows the winner of this season's German Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen. Now let's talk about those that will be relegated. FC Cologne. Yes, FC Cologne are relegated already because they have just 27 points. They are currently on the 17th position. You know, there are 2 teams. Yeah, 2 teams who will relegate from the German Bundesliga due to the fact that 18 teams are participating in that league. Unlike other leagues like La Liga, English Premier League, Serie A, that we have 20 teams participating in a season. But in German Bundesliga, there are just 18 teams. And 2 teams will relegate. The 16th team, the team on the 16th position will play relegation playoff. Okay, so Union Berlin might be playing relegation playoff because they currently sit 16 with 30 points. But should the case they win their last game and Mainz 05 lost theirs, or the likes of Bochum lost theirs, by a heavy goal margin, and should the case Union Berlin wins by a heavy goal margin, they should be out of the relegation zone. The relegation playoff rather. But for FC Cologne, sitting 17th with 27 points after playing 33 games, all they need to do is to win their next game with a heavy goal margin as well, so as to play the relegation playoff. For Darmstadt, it's confirmed already. Darmstadt have 20 points after playing 33 games in German Bundesliga. Okay, quickly let's talk about tomorrow's fixtures, as we will not be chance to be in the studio. Alright, every of the last English Premier League match day is happening tomorrow, and it's all happening same time, 4 p.m. Arsenal and Everton at the Emirates Stadium. 4 p.m. Brentford versus Newcastle United at the GTech Community Stadium, 4 p.m. Brighton versus Manchester United at the Amex Stadium, 4 p.m. Burnley versus Nottingham Forest, 4 p.m. tomorrow at the Turf Moor. Chelsea versus Bournemouth at the Stamford Bridge, 4 p.m. Crystal Palace will welcome Aston Villa at the Selhurst Park, 4 p.m. Liverpool will take on Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Anfield Stadium, 4 p.m. Luton Town versus Fulham at the Kenilworth Road, 4 p.m. Manchester City versus West Ham United at the Etihad Stadium, 4 p.m. Sheffield United and Tottenham Hotspur, 4 p.m. at the Bramall Lane. I know the two most important games tomorrow. There are people will be fixing their eyes on, or they will be switching channels or stations to. Is that match between Arsenal versus Everton and Manchester City versus West Ham United. Now let's talk about the table. We're talking about the winner of this league. Wow. Manchester United are currently sitting first with 88 points with 60 goal difference. Yes. While Arsenal are behind with 86 points with 61 goal difference. But never say never, anything can still happen in that game, in those games tomorrow. But do you think West Ham, currently sitting ninth with 52 points, will go out the way to beat Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium tomorrow? Do you think that can happen? It takes a miracle for that to happen. Yes, it's going to take one size and wonders for that to happen here at the Etihad Stadium. Okay. Well, for Arsenal, all they need to do is win Everton at the Emirates Stadium and pray luck smile on them if West Ham beat Manchester City or draw them at the Etihad Stadium. But Arsenal must not lose any point as well. But should the case Manchester City wins Manchester City draws their game and Arsenal wins Everton, then they will tally on 89 points. So what's going to happen? Goal difference with joy, and I think Arsenal is going to be the winner with goal difference. Even if the goal does tally, they will use head to head. So that's it. The rest are dead rubber games. But for those that are relegated in the English Premier League, Sheffield United is confirmed and official. They've relegated from the English Premier League and they will be playing in the Championship League next season. Burnley. So sorry for Vincent Kompany and his boys. Burnley have relegated. It's a try again situation next season. Talking about Luton Town. Well, Luton Town are on the brink. In fact, they have almost two of their legs in the relegation zone. But the only miracle that can happen if Luton Town Luton Town wins their next game, their last game of the season, with a wide goal margin, and Nottingham Forest loses their game. That's the only escape route for Luton Town. Yes, should Luton Town win their next game with wide goal margin like 5-0 upward, and Nottingham Forest loses their game too with another wide goal margin. Aside that, Luton Town might join the likes of Burnley and Sheffield United. Okay, let's move away from the English Premier League. Let's talk about La Liga. Athletic Club and Sevilla around 6 p.m. tomorrow. Atletico Madrid versus Osasuna 6 p.m. tomorrow. Barcelona and Rayo Vallecano 6 p.m. Cadiz versus Las Palmas 6 p.m. Granada versus Celta Vigo 6 p.m. Mallorca versus Almeria 6 p.m. Real Betis versus Real Sociedad 6 p.m. Valencia versus Girona 6 p.m. Villarreal versus Real Madrid 6 p.m. Already giving you insight of those that are relegating in that league. Okay, talking about Italian Serie A tomorrow. Sassuolo versus Cagliari 11:30. Monza versus Frosinone 2 p.m. Udinese versus Empoli 2 p.m. Inter Milan versus Lazio 5 p.m. Genoa will face Roma at the Stadio Olimpico. That's Roma's home ground stadium. 7:45. Already, I've told you those that will be relegating in that league as well. Okay, now let's talk about the last league. The last but not the least league. La Ave and Marcel will slug it out around 8 p.m. tomorrow. Last game of the season. 8 p.m. tomorrow. Lens versus Montpellier. Lille versus OG Nice, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Lorient versus Clermont-Foot, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Lyon versus Strasbourg, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Metz versus Paris Saint-Germain, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Monaco versus Nantes, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Reims versus Rennes, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Toulouse versus Brest, 8 p.m. tomorrow as well. Well, already PSG have been pronounced winners. But talking about those that will be relegating, Clermont-Foot. Clermont-Foot, let's try again for them. 25 points after playing 33 games. Even if they win their last game, it amounts to nothing. Lorient, 26 points. But it takes a tango, it takes miracle, or let me say it takes 7 goals margin for Lorient to win in their next game and make it out of the relegation zone, and will be playing in the relegation playoff. But right now, Metz currently sitting 16th position with 29 points, will be playing the relegation playoff. But should anything happen, should any twist happen in those results, in those games tomorrow, well, Lorient and Metz might be switching positions. But for Le Havre, all they needed is a draw. Yes, Le Havre are currently sitting 15th position above the relegation zone. But all they needed is a draw. All they need is a draw, rather. And they will be playing in Ligue 1 next season. Let me quickly give you some football gist before I leave the studio today. Alright, starting from MPFL. Sporting Lagos goalkeeper Christian Nwosu has said the team will be ready for a clash against Rivers United. Nwosu said the team have regained their sharpness since the resumption from short break. Sporting Lagos will lock arms with Rivers United at the Adekunle Amesimaka Stadium, Port Harcourt next weekend. Sporting Lagos has garnered 41 points from 32 games this season. The Mothers Club are 2 points away from the relegation zone. Bayelsa State Governor, talking about Due Diri, on Friday kicked the Prosperity Cup football tournament season 6 in Yenagoa with over 200 teams jostling for glory in 22 centers across the 8 local government areas of the state. Senator Diri, who was represented by his deputy, Senator Lawrence, took the symbolic kickoff to herald this year's edition as taking sport as a major tool to take the youth away from drugs, criminality, and other social vices, pointing out that the successes recorded in the last edition are a testament to feat achieved. According to him, the state was committed to the development of sport, which has amassed numerous achievements in the last 4 years of the Prosperity Administration, particularly Para Soccer and the National Sport Festival. He urged fans and stakeholders to take the tournament seriously, as the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport endorsement of the tournament for the next 2 years was indicative of the global recognition accorded to the tournament. Eyimba midfielder Eze Ekutosian says the team is working tirelessly ahead of league resumption. The People's Elephant thrashed Atlant 4-0 in a warm-up game at the Eyimba International Stadium. Ekutosian believed that the training session had been intense ahead of the league resumption. Eyimba will be up against Abia Warriors in an Oriental derby when the league resumes next weekend. Olajide Omotayo has secured a spot in the men's table tennis event at the 2024 Olympic Games. Omotayo earned a bet at the Games following a comfortable 4-0 victory over Congo Brazzaville Said Idowu in their semi-final contest at the qualifying tournament in Kigali, Rwanda. He will be making his second appearance at the Olympics. Similarly, Ofiong Edem secured a place in Paris 2024 after he had fought 4-2 semi-final victory over Tunisia's Fadwa Gassi. Olympics appearance in Paris. The qualifying tournament will end today. Nigeria sprinter Favour Ofili is revved up for the 2024 Adidas Atlanta City Games that will be held today at the Piedmont Park, Atlanta, USA. The 21-year-old, who specializes in the 200-meter, announced her readiness in a statement alongside a video on her Instagram page yesterday. It says, "Watch me compete at the milestone leading straight into this important season with the Olympics coming up soon." These were words wrote by Ofili, who recently secured a slot at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games as a member of the LSU track and field team, which closed out the one of the Tom Jones Invitational hosted by Florida at James G. Presley Stadium in Gainesville. Ofili became the second fastest indoor 200-meter runner in collegiate history after Steiner in February 2023, setting an even better African indoor record of 22.36 seconds at the Tyson Invitational Fayetteville, Arkansas. Meanwhile, 8 different international champions, including Olympic, World, and European champions, take to the track at the Adidas Atlanta City Games, which is North America's only street meet. Taking world-class track and field out of the traditional stadium and onto a temporary street away and into Atlanta's Piedmont Park. It will be shown live from 4:45 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on both Adidas YouTube channel and Noah Lyle's YouTube channel. The men's 200-meter will see a clash of 3 different international champions, the most decorated of which is Wade van Niekerk of South Africa. Van Niekerk is a 2-time world champion at 400-meter and won gold in the 400-meter at the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. Where he set the still standing world record of 43.03. Van Niekerk will face tough competition in the form of Anthony Watson of Jamaica, the reigning world champion at 400-meter, Stevie Gardiner of the Bahamas, the 2019 World Athletics champion at 400-meter, as well as Trinidad and Tobago's Jeremy Richard, the 2-time Commonwealth Games champion at 200-meter, the 2022 World Athletics indoor champion at 400-meter. Alright, quickly, let's talk about tennis. Let's talk about Formula 1 rather. Talking about Formula 1, Ferrari's driver, talking about Charles Leclerc. Alright, we come back to other sports. Let's talk about football. Toni Kroos. It's reported that Toni Kroos is very close to extending his contract for another year with Real Madrid. Same thing with that of Luka Modric. Luka Modric has shown his desire to extend his stay at the Real Madrid. Okay, Crystal Palace and Fulham are both interested in signing Sofiane Amrabat this summer. Manchester United are not expected to turn his loan deal into a permanent deal. Alright, Michael Carrick is expected to sign a new deal at Middlesbrough and commit his future to the club after interest from Premier League. It was reported that Newcastle United are pushing ahead with a deal to sign Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale, who has fallen out of favour with Mikel Arteta. But it seems the news might not be true or might not be genuine due to the fact that Aaron Ramsdale was reported commenting with a laughing emoji to those news. Manchester United could be forced to hand Bruno Fernandes a bumper deal to keep him at the club. Chelsea have reached an agreement deal with Palmeiras to buy Estevão Willian for €65 million. He will join the club in January 2025. Well, according to the news I read earlier, Luka Modric's agent says the most likely thing is that Luka Modric will stay for 1 more season. Arsenal, according to news, Arsenal are in pole position to sign RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko, while Sunderland will demand a fee of £12 million for 18-year-old Job Bellingham, who is of interest to Dortmund. Brighton and Overbeyond are prepared to look for new solutions for Mahmoud Dawood in the summer transfer window as he is returning after Stuttgart's 6-month loan. Stuttgart won't trigger the buy option clause. Well, like I said earlier, Luka Modric has been clear with Real Madrid. He can even reduce his salary. The only thing he wants is to stay at the club. Mauricio Pochettino on Chelsea's future. According to him, he says the important thing is if we started building the structure, we are wanting to build our house step by step, very solid. If we are happy to live like this, we will be strong for the next few years. It will allow us to fight for other things, says Mauricio Pochettino. When Nodi Mukele, expected to be among players set to leave PSG in the summer transfer window as Carlos Sola and others. PSG want to bring in new right back as backup option for Hakimi and Mukele. Could leave after being close to Bayern Munich move in January. But according to Tottenham Hotspur coach Postecoglou, Ange Postecoglou says, if I'm not happy about something, I'm going to say I'm not happy. We've lost 5 out of 6 games. I'm gutted, but I'm up for the fight. Absolutely, mate. I love it. The biggest fight that we have here is when we get close to success. That will be the biggest one, says Ange Postecoglou. Thiago Silva will say goodbye to Chelsea fans this weekend as he is joining Fluminense in June, but he's really planning to return to Chelsea one day in a different route. He loves the club, the city, and his plan is already something concrete in his mind. Chelsea. Okay, we've talked about that. Talking about William Estevão. Calvin Phillips will formally return to Manchester City in June as he's not staying at West Ham, and club has different plans for the midfielder rather. Club has different plans for the midfield, talking about 2024-2025 season. Manchester City will actively work to find new solutions for Calvin Phillips. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap on the show. Talking about Sport Art. Join me again next week Monday. Do have a lovely week. Let's not forget that today, one of the biggest undisputed heavyweight bout in the history of boxing, talking about Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua is not having a belt anymore. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk at the Riyadh town in Saudi Arabia. Let's not forget, it will be happening tonight, and it's going to be an interesting one. The winner takes all the belts. though there's going to be a rematch of that fight. Okay, James Aremu is the name. Join me again next week Monday from 1:15 to 2 p.m. You have a lovely weekend.
This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your #1 online radio station.